Look at me. Look at me. Look at me ballin'. Get my range up. Look at me ballin'. Got me famous.
Good morning. What is happening today, guys? Welcome. Let's get today's session on the go here. Let's discuss what just happened here. So there was a treasury buyback, and that is the catalyst for why we just saw 250 point spike. Although we have a 250 point spike, it doesn't mean anything yet. We need to make sure that this move is real, not just a news pump. Bottom line is, here's where we're at for our chart. We have some areas down below. Yesterday we obviously had 2 days, or since Monday, Tuesday sell off. Globex, we punched into 500, so we finally hit put support. So yesterday on stream, our target was put support. We ended up getting some pretty nice shorts, and then overnight, I wasn't trading, but overnight they actually hit the level. Notice how when they hit the level, we immediately rejected from that level. So that's definitely worth something, worth noting here. We know that put support obviously is super important. And you know, even if we look to the left here, we can notice back in August 6th, where we were never ever really able to accept below. I mean, you can see them try multiple times. Even this candle here, we had tapered into the 250 level, immediately rejected 250, and that's what led to this big rotation here to the upside. So we had this attempt here, then they tried again, and then we broke out, and then just started the uptrend. And then now we've had this nice little liquidation here of these longs, and so the question becomes, is this simply just a pullback, and then we begin the grind all the way back up and then finally start reaching for all-time highs? Because obviously that's kind of what happened with the ES last week, all-time highs. NQ has yet to do that, but now with yields dropping, that could be the catalyst to help the sectors, tech sectors, and all that to begin to start catching a bid. So we'll see. We're at 750 right now. So currently we've got this rotation here. We're pushing into our averages here. So we'll see if we start getting closure. So 10 o'clock a.m. is going to be important, because once 10 o'clock hits, we'll see if we get closure above 750, and then we'll see if we hold above. What I'm paying attention to is really this pivot right here, this little cluster in this area here. So this is probably like a volume, like a POC at some point. If I'm sure if I throw a volume profile on here, in fact, we can just do that real quick. So we'll probably see a ton of volume here accumulated up in this area. Actually, from back August 11th is when it actually started. Yep, there's our POC. Let's just kind of push this back a little bit. Yeah, so, you know, the fact is, if we can start getting through this volume here, this range, if you will, right? So this was a consolidation, we broke out, and then we failed. So we're in that rotation mode, right? So the key is right now is, are we doing one of these scenarios where we're above the range? This is actually the same thing happened last week. We're actually looking at the same scenario here. We have above a range, we came back below a range, went back inside the range, above the range, up here, rejected, now back inside, and then from here we went below the range. And so we have this type of scenario going on here with the range. Failed above, failed below, and now maybe we're making a excursion to the other side of this range. So we'll be watching 750s. If we clear 750s, then obvious targets are going to be probably this POC from last week, which is like right around 800s or 900s. And then from 900s, we'll be looking for 30,000s. The other inefficiency here, if we look at the chart, is we have this gap here. What day was this? This is from the 17th. I guess this was Mondays. What time was this? This is overnight. So this is our Tuesday, a new day opening gap that we have that has not yet been filled. So that could also be the magnet. You know, we could see price potentially come back and fill that, repair that area. But obviously, as of right now, current 4 hours expanding higher. And then let's go to the hourly chart. Let's see what we can find on the hourly chart. So this is our weekly profile here on the right, and obviously we could see that a bulk of the volumes already transpired or developed below 800. So they've spent about a day and a half under the 800 level basing, and now we're just going to see if we can start trading through these low volume nodes here around 800's gamma level. We have gamma 1 right here, and we got a little bit of a bump here, so we'll see if this ends up acting as some resistance. If not, then we may begin seeing prices start build some value and acceptance above 800, and then we can look for excursion higher, and then we start observing what they do once we start getting call resistance. We got 5 minutes here till the market opens up, so we'll see. Is this nice sell-off from yesterday? It was a pretty awesome trend yesterday. We'll see. Is this little Eiffel Tower, this big candle here, right? If this is going to end up leading to some more expansion, or is it just simply a little pop and then maybe we see more low prices? But we'll have to wait and see. That's all we can do at this current moment in time. Let's take a look at the outlook here. So the outlook has developed since what just happened. Maybe a little outdated here. Well, let's just pull up our dashboard real quick. And we'll take a look first at our outlook. So today at 2 p.m., we have our FOMC minutes getting released. And it looks like Trump is also speaking today at 2:30. So we'll make sure we're not trading around that time today. The bias was bearish coming into the session, and the level we were watching was 514. So if we were able to accept below 514, you know, then that was going to be important there. And if not, then obviously above 533 would have been the upside trigger. So acceptance below, acceptance above. So this is kind of more so where we're at right now. So acceptance above will take us right above. And this was printed last night. So it told us if we get acceptance above 533, obvious targets are going to be 550s up to 800s, hold above for successful retest. Let's take a look at the profile here with the gamma map. Trying to see if there's any levels here that are relevant at the current moment here. We got, actually, we've already exceeded most of these. So the next main level is going to end up being call resistance. And then we got GEX 10, we'll see about that level. And GEX 9. Yeah, okay. So we'll have to wait and see now. So we get to the 800s. Am I missing something here? No, yeah, at GEX 1. So GEX 1 we have at 800, so that's kind of where we're at right now. So we'll see if that ends up doing something here. And then I just want to take a look at the weekly information. So Tuesday value area highs. Okay, so we're back inside Tuesday's value area. And then we have gamma resistance. So this is the area that we're going to be experiencing, you know, this is kind of the test right here. If we can definitely start holding and accepting above the 800 level, then our expected move high is up at 30,000 today. Is that right? Yeah, it's about 30,180s actually. All right. And that's pretty much it. Let's see if this updates here and give us some insight. So the auction obviously is controlled by the buyers at the moment. Strong bull above VWAPs. Everything is bullish, obviously. We can see that. And let's see. Everything's pretty straightforward here for right now. Let's go to the weekly profile. If I have a weekly profile here. So we've got some major gamma up around 900s, 720. So we're still, okay, where are we? That's like right here. Very little gamma here. So we got positive gamma nodes kind of sitting above. So as we start moving into this area, when we open up, we'll probably open up in positive gamma, and then we'll just kind of see what happens. If we start holding these areas, then we can probably start seeing price climb higher. And if not, then maybe we start seeing some rejection here. And then maybe we start moving back towards 700s. Actually, we already at kind of near 700s. We haven't really ripped past 25s yet. So yeah, we're kind of like stuck in this cluster right here, I'd say. Where are we? Like right in this area here. So we'll watch 730s to see if we clear 730s. And then, of course, down below, we've got 700 and all this negative gamma down below. Okay, so that's pretty much what we have to do, look forward to today. I mean, it's just more so we got to wait and see type situation. And then we got our Renko chart, which is basically telling us the narrative, the market structure story, what's going on. So we have a big M pattern that just printed. And we're obviously holding the 9 o'clock open print as resistance at the moment. So we're going to have to just see now. I know everyone's going to probably try to get long here, but we're not going to do that. We're going to wait. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty trappy here at the open in 10 seconds. So I think the best move would be just allow price to kind of set a new range, and then we figure out from there what's going to happen. All right, good luck, everybody. See if they're going to clear 650s. Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. Hope everyone's having a great morning so far. One thing that you want to probably monitor if you're using our stuff here is at the bottom, these flows. As long as this is positive, you're going to be looking for longs. Okay, so I would watch that. That's at the bottom of market intelligence. We're still doing our work on the market intelligence stuff. but all the GEX positioning stuff is real time and it updates, and you can start using that stuff immediately. So down here, just kind of watch these flows here. So still positive. So as long as it's positive, I am not going to be selling anything. It's going to wait. There's our new high. There's a W pattern. Will it work? Will it work? We'll try along. Invalidation would be the midpoint of that W. There's our mid. We'll take a target at 100% right there, which hopefully we can get there. So this actually plots our targets now. We'll see. Invalidation points to mid. There's our 50%. We go break even at 50%. There's a 100% target right here. And we're going to get that 100% target. Good job. Boom. Automated entries and exits. We just updated our new rotation map indicator, gang. Do you see the big W? So that entry came in right here on our triangle. Midpoint is invalidation. So we put our stop right here. And then our targets are actually 50% projections, 100 up to 200% projections. So it gave us a 150 take profit there. Very good. Trade one, 140 ticks. Just trying to catch my 100 points today, which is 400 ticks. So let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do, gang. So we're back at 700s. 650s, the low. Let's see if they're going to take out the low here. So they're testing that 50 level again. I'm going to get short now, maybe for a test of 650. We've invalidated this, so maybe we'll get a failure here. See what happens. I did say I didn't want to short in this market because the flows were positive. But we'll just see what happens here. Looking for a 650 test. Okay, we got an M pattern that formed, so I'm going to put my target out to this 50 here. Move my invalidation point to the mid. Maybe even down here. So I'm using my M&W update here. See if we can catch another trade here. But they're holding here 650, so got to be careful. Or is that 675s? Looking for a 50% move. Zero gamma down here. Where's that target at? We'll just take that at the lows. Flows are positive, so I expect them to try to support, but they're going to probably end up ripping it down here. We've got our 50% move here. We got zero gamma here at this level as well. So I took another trade there for 100 plus ticks. So we're up 240 ticks right now on the session. 2 trades. There's the move right there. Bam. That was a pullback. Now we get a second leg down. So very nice little M pattern here based on the W inversion. So now we look for maybe another extension and push into zero gamma. Flows are beginning to decrease. So we went from 360 million. Now we're down to 180 million. So we're decreasing some flows. Hence why we're seeing price pull back, which is beginning to look like a potential failed breakout by the buyers. But still early, still very early. Most important thing is trade the chart, right? What's the chart telling you? What's the chart showing us? It's currently two-way, right? So we had the initial spike up that we got long in, and once that failed to hold, it pulled back. The pullback failed, right? Once it got invalidated, then we went short, caught the move down. Now we can see big displacement to the downside. Flows are definitely diminishing now. We're now at 90 million. We're basically teasing zero gamma territory now. We're at zero gamma. So we'll see what happens. I think we did hit the 100% mark target for this M. So that M is done. But it can keep going. So just allow price to do what it needs to do. Little by little every day. That's all we're here to do. Just get a little piece. Buyers keep failing here. At that trend line now, right? Nice rejection off 650 would have been a very nice little break of structure there for a quick scalp for 80 ticks. We didn't take that. We're just waiting around now. I already took 2 trades back to back and they're wins. So now we're actually negative flows. So we'll see if we stay negative or if we end up seeing buyers step back in. So we start seeing more aggression on the call side. Call flows start stepping up. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So right now, market structure is bearish. We're printing lower lows and lower highs. Net flows, order flows negative. Well, let's see. Keep our eye on the higher time frame. Here's our 4-hour chart. Nice rejection off that 750 level. And now we can look at the 1-hour chart and we can see that we're beginning to pull back to this current week's POC, which also happens to be our volatility threshold. So below, what's this price here? I don't know what this price is. 606. Below 606, we should start seeing a little bit more amplification of moves. Above 606, price is supposed to be more stable, right? More like positive gamma type trading environment. What's up, Pick Track? How you doing, buddy? There's the bid for 100 contracts there. Let's see if they're going to fill that. They just filled it there, actually. So they're selling into this drop. That pop up, we're seeing a lot of selling happening right now. So our delta on the session currently is negative. Delta on the week is negative. Let's see. Yeah, they're probably going to come all the way down and take out the low of this 9 o'clock hour, this 9 o'clock candle. Because the release came at 8:30 about the whole treasury thing, and then we got that big reaction. They're beginning to buy here, though. I can see that. They're beginning to start stepping up some flows, but wasn't sustained. Not sustained here. Let's see. Buyers keep failing here. Don't try to predict a reversal, gang. Yeah, so dealer flow flip back negative. It's a battle zone here right now between buyers and sellers. Watch 600s. You can just see the difference in price movement compared to like the last 3 days. This is what negative gamma feels like. We have an inversion here that just printed. But an inversion on its own is not enough. It's just a heads up. It's just a warning sign. All right, it's just telling you, hey, watch out. Some sellers got trapped here. But it's not enough to say, let me just be a buyer. We need more than just that. Yeah, flows are heavily negative, so let's see. We're now approaching 150 million negative. So we're 100 million negative right now. Staying negative. maybe get a continuation drop here. I'm just going to wait for a 15-minute candle to close. Just got to take it easy, little by little, one trade at a time. So we're now below our major negative node here, the 593s. Flows dramatically increase to the downside. So we're now over 350 million negative GEX. Or net GEX. See here. So this area right here, we had to spike up, we caught that move, and then price came back down, and then they tried again, and then they cracked it. So once we got back under a second time, it was over for them. And now we're just, yeah, we're just seeing them sell, sell, sell. $15-minute candle closes here in 2 minutes. The buyers have not succeeded in a real pullback yet. I mean, they've gotten attempts here, but nothing significant yet. They might get their first test here of a high. So let's see, we got a first break, accompanied by a bid. We had a 300 contract bid at 580s. There's our first W here, and it looks interesting. I mean, it does. I'll try it. Stops at my invalidation point. Flows. We start, if we fail right here, I close right away. I don't want to sit in this trade if that's the case. So watching 600s is my level. New 15-minute candle. Let's see. Flows beginning to turn as well, so that's helpful. Let's see if we get a move at least to 100% for a nice little pullback here. So this is our invalidation point, this midline here. The initial target will be right here. And then the main target will be the 100% if we can get up there. They're struggling here. Let's see. No, I don't think we're going to get it here. I'm going to cut the trade there for a quick loss, 140 ticks. It could still work, but flows are still negative, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for the buyers to get that move. If we do get back below this area here, okay, looks like they're trying again. So the main target, again, I'm not in this anymore, but if I were, it'd be right here at 640s, and then the next one above would be 670s. So we got an expanding W pattern right now. Let's see if they can at least get to the 50% mark. They're struggle busting over here. Flows are trying to get positive. So it's still a battle. So it's positive now, the flows. So let's see if these guys are going to be able to get price action in sync now with the flows. Try one more time here. Come on, flows, stay positive. It's really a battle here, man. Stops are break even. It's been too complicated for these guys to get it done. They're not doing it. So that might be the short, to be honest. But it's a battle here, so I'm just gonna wait. There's the M pattern. Let's see. They're not giving it to us. Come on. Get it done. It's a little bit more. A little bit more. Yeah, you can do it. Target one hit, baby. Stops at break even. Flows are back negative. Let's see if we can get that next piece here. Out of the way, I took my partial, so we're good. Looking for a move now to opening range low, but they may pop it up one more time. Nice. Big stuff there. Boom! Let's take that 200 ticks. Boom, baby. Sick. All right, hit my target for the day, gang. I'm done, son. We already hit our 100 points here. Trading micros across multiple accounts. And it's only been 18 minutes. 400 ticks, 100 points in 18 minutes. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Take care. Just kidding, guys. We'll hang out a little bit more. But I'm done on these accounts here, guys. Mission accomplished. Low stress too, huh? Look at that W. Holy schnitz. Once that first W failed, it was like, watch out. Boom, there's the M. Expanding M. Where's my man Rajesh, bro? This is for you, buddy. I hope you were in that trade. We got a 250% extension here on this M pattern here. That's 533 ticks. Look at the entries. I took mine off at a 50, I think it was a 50% and then 100% here. M's and W's, guys. Time include that with the gamma flows. It's game over. Like we knew it. Like once I started seeing the flows, it kept flipping, bro. Just like, oh, they try to get bullish, they couldn't do it. Here, look, you can see it right here. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Sick, bro. See, they tried once, so it got positive, came back down one more time. They couldn't get it right here. This was the M pattern with the flows. So when you have the pattern, this even draws an M. But the flows were also negative. I mean, look at that shit, right? I mean, now we're 1.6 billion negative. So sellers just basically took back control of this complete auction. So that big pump up here with the news catalyst is like donezo. Feel bad for all the guys who are buying. And this is why, like, you could trade price action, right? But if you don't know what's going on with the underlying, like the underlying flows, you know, you're going to get trapped. You're going to get trapped. And so that you guys have access to, it's under Market Intelligence under Order Flow. So if you pull up the Order Flow tab, this is there. Market Intelligence, you can do it from here. You can also look at it from over here. This is actually showing us the major levels, the migration, all that good stuff, and then the order flows right here. So you can actually just see what's going on. Tells you exactly what's happening, right? So the flow started decreasing, and now we can see net GEX is 1.8 billion. Yes, sir. Pretty cool stuff. Check us out. DynastyTradingSystems.com. Take a look at that hourly chart now. Jeez. Oops. What did I do here? There goes there. There goes there. Oh, look at that hourly candle. Bro, that's disgusting. Disgusting. I think we might accept under 500s. And if we do, goodbye. 250s is next. Man, that was lit. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. How'd you guys do? Did you guys get any trades? Or Josh got his M off full support. He got it. Looks like Danny got a trade. Man, I like it when we can just get in and be done within 18 minutes. That's kind of like, obviously the market is you can't always do that because the market doesn't always move like it's moving. So when the market does move like this, and there's clues you can look at, to kind of give you an insight. Like obviously we're negative gamma, cool. You're gonna expect violent moves, and then if you look at the volatility for the session, the implied volatility. Let's pull that up real quick, see what that looks like. It was from what I remember last night. Where is it? Not so high. It's kind of low actually. I guess because of the catalyst was kind of like an unexpected catalyst last night or this morning at 8:30 when they made the announcement. But the ATR is another measurement we could use for real time, showing us 140 ticks a minute. So 140 ticks a minute, that's kind of like the highest I've seen all week, and yeah, I mean, you put those pieces together, it's easy to go get 100 points. I mean, that's the key, right? You got to just, the market conditions are what determines what you can and cannot do. And it just so happened there was trades on both sides, right? So that first trade I caught was like 120 tick, 140 tick long, which is great. But that, again, like yesterday, I don't think we had opportunities like that. Dude, today we had opportunities, I think, on both sides initially, and then now it's just one-sided. But look, even this move right here is probably like, what, 200, 300 ticks? Yeah, it's like 200 ticks. So even if all you did was just get long off this level here, I mean, 200 ticks, easy, Easy. So that M pattern just completed its D point, but we're still holding that M. That M is still holding a bearish control here. But we're $2 billion net GEX negative. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't be buying this right now. I would not be buying this. They're gonna try to get a second leg up here. The buyers are gonna try to get a pullback, but the hourly candle has 5 minutes left. 30-minute candle has, obviously we know they all close at 10 o'clock, right? 10 o'clock is that main unified open print for every time frame except for the daily. This would be a nice trap for the sellers. I mean, for the buyers here, if they can get this break. But look at our volatility zone here holding as resistance. That purple line at the top would be kind of like if price wanted to break out, that's where it would go. Well, we'll see. I'm not buying. Just chilling. Pretty sick, man. Hopefully I can get this rotations indicator. This is going to replace V rotations, FYI, guys. So for those who are using V rotations, this is the next upgrade right here. Here's our W pattern. Let's see if we can get to a 50% target. Invalidation point would be back down here. Where is it at? Down here, 450. So the technical entry would have been like right here somewhere. But I don't think they're going to give it to, they're not going to give it to the sellers. I mean, the buyers. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe they are. Maybe they will. I don't know. Stopped out all that. I'm trying to get short there on the failure, but all good. All good. Are they going to reclaim this high here? GEX is negative still. Wait for this next candle to open up. These guys are going to try to get another extension, or are they going to fail here? Well, let's see what they're going to do. Looks like they're going to fail again. There's a reclaim of 500s. Let them take out that high. We'll see if we get this short now. No, Jesus. That is annoying. Another W. Okay, let these buyers just do what they got to do here. Let me just pull this up real quick. Yeah, you can do that sometimes. I mean, it's better not to, but the reason why I was the structure that I was watching the structure here to see if this was going to end up failing. I don't know if you can see it on my chart, but there was a structure here. What was it? It's actually right here. So as we were coming back into this level, I was thinking that maybe they were going to fail here. We get that same type of play again. But yeah, you're right. Probably should just wait for the 30-minute to close. So I tried, what, twice there or 3 times? Was that twice? I tried twice. Right there at that level. Quick cuts, quick cuts. At 650 level, man, the 500 levels. Let's see. Oh, that's weird. There goes the move. What the heck's wrong with my entries? Oh, that's so weird. Well, that was it right there, guys. That's the trade. That was the trade. Had some ghost orders there. I had to disconnect my data. Let's see if we can get it back here. Some ghost orders. So that was what I was hoping that we would have got, but it happened after the 10 o'clock open. So Danny's right. Should have waited for the 30-minute candle to close and then look for the entry. Had to disconnect and reconnect because those ghost orders. I don't know what happened there. I closed my position out. I think I may have my lock on here. Let's see. I think I locked myself out after hitting a target, and then I tried to enter a trade, and then it wouldn't let me get back in. That's weird. Very odd. Let's see. So we're ranging in here. Are we ranging right here under what levels is 480s? Which way is it gonna go? Up or down? There's 475s. I think we're gonna see price try to again reject. They're gonna try to test 500s again, or they already did their business. They're holding this support level here, 450s. Let's see if they clear it. What just happened? My chart just froze. All my charts just froze. Let me close this one out. No. I don't know what just happened, team. My computer. Okay, there we go. I was like, what happened? My computer froze there for a second, or my screens did. I'm trying to get bullish here. Let me take a look at these flows, see what the heck is going on. Still heavily negative. So we're hanging out at 50 levels or 500 levels. There's a W pattern. Let's see what it'll hold. I don't know. It looks sketchy. I gotta see if my platform's working. I'm afraid to take a trade because I did it and it closed me out and it left close holders and I had to restart data. Oh, bad. So watching 500s here. See if they're gonna be able to reject off of all this resistance here. Got this W here forming, so wondering if they're going to be able to do it and reclaim 10 o'clock open, but I don't know. Net GEX is still very negative, so I don't have the conviction to the upside, to be honest. So we'll probably skip that. Once the flows start getting positive, then yeah, maybe we can start participating to the upside. But for now, I'm probably going to trade failure swings here. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, looks like my lockout thing that I was testing it was still on, and I locked myself out. Oh shit, that sucks. So I gotta probably change some accounts here. Switch them out. Well, there's the short, guys. There's the short. Let me freaking. That GPS system here that we're building. So let's see if they're going to be able to stay under 450s here and then get a move lower. So ideally, we stay below this area right here. And if they do get back above, then you'd want to see like a failure and then we pop right back down to 410s. That would be kind of the play. That would be the play. There's the short, guys. It's working out. The 50% target is a 430, and then the 100% target would be at 29,406s. Let's see if they end up getting there. Watch the book map while it happens, if it happens. 450s is a GEX level here, GEX 2. Okay. Oh, okay. They're holding 450s or trying. Be careful here. They're trying to reclaim. This is kind of the area of invalidation. We don't want to see price like really start accepting back above 475s. Why does that keep happening? What the heck? I'm missing out these damn trades, man, because I'm locked out. I'm trying to see if I can get this to work finally. Okay. No. Sheesh. Okay, I think we got it now. No. Okay, well, it's not allowing me to now. I don't understand. That's so weird. Well, hopefully you guys caught that short. I'm like, unfortunately, got technical difficulties with my little GPS lockout system that I'm building. I was testing it yesterday, and it seems like I had the settings still active, and now it's locked me out of my account. That's so lame. So we'll have to switch accounts if we're going to keep trading. But I mean, we did hit those targets. I did get back some profits there, though. But that's kind of the move I wanted to take. The market is just selling off, so this is just pretty easy money to get. So if I were in your shoes, guys, I would just continue observing the sell side opportunities that keep presenting. So right now, what we have here, let's get rid of this chart. This is the 4 hour. The 4 hours guiding us, right? So we've basically accepted below 500s. Next major level is going to be 250s. So that's what I'm anticipating where we're going to go. If we look at Renko, the entry was pretty straightforward. We get a W, which is basically a bullish pattern. But then once that pattern fails, that's the continuation short. And that signal comes in right here. And then we get the confirmation for the sell signal on the break, where we get the M pattern. This big M comes in like right here. So once we get that M pattern, we then look for this price, which is the midpoint, kind of like our invalidation level. And then from there, we just project out 50%, 100%, 200%. And that's how we end up getting this target. So this actually did end up reaching 150% target right here, 29,380s. So that's a pretty big move. And even if you got in right at the confirmation, that's still 300 ticks short. So, you know, here's a key thing, right? Like, trading is difficult. There's no question about it. But if we can just simplify and strip it down to basic patterns. And so what are the patterns we're looking at? I mean, it's really three things that we pay attention to. Levels, that's like number one. Order flow, number two, and then actual entry models, number three. That's it, right? And so if we start thinking about levels, order flow, and entry model, order flow, or levels, order flow, entry model, you know, LOE, right? So LOE, levels, order flow, entry models. If that's all we think about, then we can begin to start training ourselves to recognize the patterns again and again and again and again. And the reality is, it's not always going to work. But just notice how, if you've been hanging out with me for a couple days or whatever, you'll notice that when we do catch these wins, we stay in these wins as long as we possibly can. Yeah, we go break even fast, especially for in these type of markets. But the opportunities are when we are in these trades, we play the numbers game. Like, we'll take our partial, go break even, and then maybe 1 out of like 5 trades that we go break even on end up becoming a big runner, right? And those runners can be 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 ticks. Like we caught like back to back yesterday. And that's it. And if you guys just continue to focus in on, you know, building that mental muscle, levels, what's our levels that we're at? We don't want to just trade random levels. We want important levels. That's why we use gamma. Order flow, and order flow can be two different things. It could be like the net GEX that we're looking at here today. We knew that it was just straight negative the entire time, hence why we stayed bear sell side. Then you have actual depth of market type order flow, where we're looking at bids and offers. So you see that here on the heat map right here. You'll see we had some bids here for 177 contracts. We had a big sell come in for 169 contracts. They couldn't fill that, right? 110 contracts here. And then you see the aggressive selling come in with the bubbles, right? We got the big trades indicator hitting, showing us, boom, where the aggression is. And then the last part's the entry model, because you can have everything. You have 1 and 2 correct, but the entry models will give you the exact timing to get into the trade. So if you're trading, you know, you can obviously use a big stop loss. So then your entry model doesn't have to be that tight. But the problem with that is you better have a really good read of the market and be able to have a big reward against your risk, right? You better be making at least 2 times your risk on your trades. And so, you know, with our entry model, we try to make it tight as possible, be wrong quick, take our partial, pay ourselves, go break even, and try to catch the runner, turn those little scalp trades into potential swing trades. But the secret is you got to pay yourself in between. You can't just like take every trade like it's going to be a home run, because that's not the case. And so that's the name of the game. And look, we've got a W pattern here. So now we can say, hey, at 400s, there was buyers hanging out here. Sellers get exhausted, right? So we can say under 400s, we got the buyers stepping in. And now let's see if these guys can at least get a 50% move. Invalidation's right here. So if they end up, I know you guys can't see that, but my indicator plots it here, 20. I'll actually darken it up a little bit here. I'm kind of fired up for some of you guys to try this new rotations map indicator. Hopefully I can get it done here today, because I think it's going to make a big difference for folks. Let's make that like real bright. Yeah, look at that. That was a quick 50% move. So this is going to plot, and the way we calculate rotations is certain. It's the math that I like to use for calculating rotations with Renko bars specifically. So we don't use this on time-based charts. it's not calibrated for time-based charts. I mean, you can throw it on a time-based chart and it'll probably work, but I've not done the testing on it for time-based charts to tell you yes or no. Let this load here real quick. But what this is going to do is look at the rotations, because we know that price is always forming structure, right? We know that's what it does. It's forming, it's filling orders. In order for orders, it can't just go in a straight line. It's got to, you know, pull back. It's got to extend. It's got to compress. So here we go. That's the invalidation point right here. And then we can actually see they just hit 100% move. So from this break, we got the 100% move right there. That would have been the target. You know, TP1 would be 50%, TP2, 100%, TP3, 150%. And if it happens to keep going, then you can get to the 200%. Boom. So it looks like they're going to try to get a second leg here. So holding the trend line. By the way, this trend line indicator too, we have that as well. So you can, all our indicators are built so you can just literally just remove it if you don't want it on the chart with one click without having to open up settings. But it's kind of helpful to see that. Let's take a look at our GEX flows here. Are we still negative? Yeah, we are still heavily negative. So I would avoid longs. I would avoid longs. Let's watch what they do here. Let them, they can finish this build out. These guys, the buyers can get their second leg up. They can pump it up higher. They can do what they got to go do. But as long as the flows are net negative, I don't want to be buying. But I also don't want to short yet either, right? So even though I'm biased towards the sell side, I cannot short yet either. Because technically, we're still in a bullish structure here. We're still inside this bullish W. Now, if we invalidate it, that's a different story. That's a different story. There's the M pattern. Let's see if we get the extension now. So now this becomes our invalidation right here at 435s. Initial targets right here at 301s. Main target down at 360s. Now, of course, they could trade to this level, but what we really don't want to do is see them break out and get above these highs. But they've already invalidated the M pattern, so I would not be in that short anymore at that current moment in time. Yeah, I understand. So we're back under that midpoint of the M. Let's see if they're going to hold it or give us the extension for the resolution of this M pattern. Remember, these would be the targets down here. Boom. Let's see if we can get down there. Boom. Come on. A little bit more. See if we get that low back under 400s. If we get back under 400s, we look for that extension now to 375s. 250 is the main area of interest. Should pay yourself already if you're in that short. Oh, reclaim off 400. So they're protecting 400. Remember what we said here. The W started from the 400, right? This literally, like right here at the 400 price, started the process. Doesn't mean that just because we have an M, it's going to fail. Like we need this low to get taken out, which it probably is going to happen right now. So let's see if they can reclaim it right here. So this is going to be the key. If we can get back here and then reject to get back, fail to get back above, we have all this negative GEX down below. This should help us. Like we should see prices speed right through this level here. GEX is still over 3 billion negative. So price could simply just be a little tired here at 400s. But we also need to just understand too, like if we look at the 30-minute candle, we still have 6 minutes left in this auction, right? 6 minutes left. So we'll see how they end up closing this candle here. But so far, they've been battling at 400s. So we don't want to fight that, and that's why if you are going to take these trades, you scalp your initial targets, go break even, because when we start to go sideways and consolidate, unless you're keeping your stop above the highs, that's a different story. But you know, I'm using level-based stops or tight stops with this tiny structure here. Watching here, they got this M pattern here. Let's see if it's going to end up holding or failing. So these guys, minimum target for them is right here at 441s. Invalidation is right here, 409. So this is kind of like that moment where it's like a key inflection point, like who's going to win, buyers or sellers, all right? Pulling back to the mid. Let's see if that pullback holds for buyers and the buyers get a second leg up. If not, they could fail here and then we get the liquidation to the downside. You can watch Bookmap for this when you start approaching the level. So far, the midpoint has held. Once we start expanding the W, then 50% mark at 29,441s becomes, you know, likely. But they haven't expanded it yet. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to. Boom, they failed. Sellers are stepped right in and rejected buyers at 25, but then they just got absorbed at 405. But we're still holding. They're still holding the mid of the W. So right now they are in a holding pattern before we get the release. Flows are negative, so I would say let the buyers complete this pattern. Maybe they still need to finish taking out the liquidity up at 470s. There's some offers still hanging out up there, or 450s, but I don't know. We'll see. How you guys doing today? You guys catching any trades? Boom. Okay. Well, those boys failed. I think we see them move now. Let's see if they give it to us. There's 400s. Big seller just came in at 400s. Can they stay heavy under 400s? Oh, there's a buyer's trying. Come on. Slam it. Slam it. Let's get that rug pull. Rug pull liquidation to 375. Take out these equal lows down here. Can they do it? New 5-minute candle just opened up, so be cautious. When a new candle opens up, they usually spike, do a fake spike in the opposite direction. They even tend to go. So there's a spike. Let's see if they're going to sustain this back above 425s. If not, like I said, this could be the liquidation move to the downside, but they are holding up the 400 level. They could not break that 400 level. They tried a few times here. They're doing a good job here trapping folks. So the secret sauce in this moment in time is do nothing. You need to avoid the 425 level for your shorts. And then, I'm sorry, the 400 level for your shorts. You don't want to be selling at 400. The only way you can start selling 400 is if we start holding and accepting below 400. So the good news is 425 has been holding up, right? But the 400 level is obviously where the buyers are hanging out. So the sellers have not been able to liquidate that low. And if they can't do it, then usually that means they got to like go higher to find more sellers. So we'll see. We got a nice inversion here. I don't know. This is very trappy price action. So we're compressing between 425 and 400, 25-point consolidation. And we've been here since what time? Since 10:10. So not that long, about 15 minutes. So they are breaking above 425s now, but I don't believe it. I don't believe in it. Let's look at the flows. The flows will tell us the truth. The flows will tell us the truth. There's the flows. Let's refresh, make sure. Yeah, look at that. I mean, come on. And dealer flow momentum is rising still. So still negative. We're getting a pullback, obviously, but we're gonna have to wait for this to really start turning for us to see anything meaningful here. There's the break. Let's see if they're going to give an extension now, take out this liquidity up top. Is this just pullback, or is this a potential? Are we just giving a leg up in a range? What's happening here, right? That's what I'm asking myself. Well, what's going on? What are they doing? Always draw your ranges. I mean, price is always forming ranges, right? Price will go from expansion to a consolidation, into an expansion to consolidation. So right now we're in a consolidation. We just have to allow price to consolidate, do what it does. If price cannot stay heavy under 500s, that's important information, right? So, I mean, that's the key level for us. Below 500, we accept, we continue lower, we reject that, we reclaim 500s and accept above, well, then we go back higher. I mean, you got to stay, light, you got to stay fluid. We got this larger W pattern here. Now we have this big extension now. So this is what the buyers wanted. The buyers needed a resolution for this extension, right? They needed this leg up to then give us a second leg up. So all this was internal structure that was forming. So, but the bigger external structure just completed. Leg one, pull back leg two. So now we see how far they go. 100% mark is up here. So 530s could be the target. We also have our VWAP up in this area, and then we have our liquidity of this range mapped out right around 520. So we'll see if they end up doing that. So these guys failed at 400, and then they extended up, and now we have this second leg up extension active at the moment. But can't short this, because as long as we're in a second leg up extension, as long as it's active, that means it's expanding up. We don't want to fade this. Okay, now the time that if it does end up snapping back over here, that's a different story. Then this completes this point, and then we just look to see if we get the failure. But as of now, we're still in a second leg up active. The indicator actually tells you with the label what it is, so you don't try to like predict a reversal and get cut to pieces. I coded that specifically for myself because I like to go against the trend. Yeah, if I lose money, it's usually because I'm counter trend trading and trying to catch the top, which you shouldn't do. So again, a lot of stuff I build is for my own. It's to prevent me from basically so I don't mess myself up, right? So if you're the type of trader that makes dumb mistakes like me, then I think you'll like what I have here because it's meant for people like that. I mean, if you're a perfect trader and you follow your rules every single day, then you don't need any of this stuff, you know. But if you're like me, you're a little special sometimes. You have your good days and then you have your shit days. You know, you got to protect yourself from yourself on your shit days. And that's what these tools can help you do. I'm just kidding. There's a little bit more to it than that, right? All right, let's see. They're pushing 500s. Look at this 4-hour chart, though, man. These guys are just playing with everybody out here. We're in the circle of doom. The circle of doom. I call it a Johnny Cage, right? Because we were caging inside this little bubble here. We rip up, come in. Rip down, come back in. So like, poof, poof. Everyone's getting crushed. right? Breakout buyers. This when you see this type of scenario, you get a little circle and everything just all you see outside of the circle is wicks. You need to avoid the breakouts. Okay, this is mean reversion here, right? We're mean reversion inside the circle. This is the circle of trust. Everyone outside the circle, they're not part of the circle of trust. You guys can see the circle of trust, right? Yeah, okay. I'm just kidding. They don't really call it a circle of trust, okay? I just make up random names here on the stream, but yes, that's kind of what it is. So what are we really doing is we're actually rejecting here the value from last week, right? So here's our volume from last week. They kind of literally rejected this higher volume node here at 750, came back under. And I guess the main question is, are we going to be able to get back inside prior week's value and stay inside? So far, we've rejected. So that level for prior value, 625, right? So yeah, we traded up in there, but we rejected nastily off of it, right? Nastily, if that's even a word. Let's look at this weekly profile here, because I think we're seeing some activity in this area here. We've got a cluster under 500. I'm pretty sure that's acting as support. Yeah, so we got some thin volume down here where we tapered into right here. So, you know, when you see this, right, you see, I don't know if you can see this on the 4 hour, but they came all the way in, left a wick, and then built volume and accepted back above 500 and rejected. And so now they're beginning to start closing inside this area here. We've had 2 closes, 3 closes, but they're still having a hard time, right? They're having a hard time getting us in here. If we start closing, if we can start getting some 4 hour closures through the wick here, this could open up further downside to 900. But so far, they're kind of holding this up here. Let's just grab the 50% of this wick. And you'll see that 50% of the wick, do I have a 50% here? I guess that'll have to do right there. You can see it's holding up as, there we go. That 50% of this wick, just kind of like, where's the body of that candle? It's like right there, open, there it is. You can see how literally to the wick of the 50% of that wick, there we are, somewhere right there, boom. 383s, it keeps rejecting, right? We haven't been able to accept. We close through the 50%, then we can see price take out that low. But it looks like we're getting a rejection now, guys. That W pattern might have just completed. So how do we do this? So you just short this, because traditional W's, you short the end of the W. I don't really do that. What you want to wait for is a true failure, right? So this is the structure I'm looking at right now, FYI. Let me get this off the chart so you guys can see. Okay, let me get my head out the way because I have a big head. There you go. So you got the leg 1 pullback, crazy pullback, right? And then leg 2 extension, hit the V, and we're into VWAP and 0 gamma. Okay, cool. Second leg, cool. We're still bullish. Now these boys are going to try to pull back and get maybe a 3rd leg. Okay, so they can do that. So we don't want to short yet. We can't be shorting yet because we're still in a bullish cycle. What we need to wait for is price to actually give us a failure, like a lower high failure, a break of structure, and then we start looking for the same pattern but in reverse. 2 legs down, 3 legs down, etc. And now usually what begins the reversals like an M pattern or failed W. So here we're in a W. We're in an active W. The market is holding trend. Now we have a trend line here. Flows are decreasing from like 3 billion. Let's see what it is now. It is from 3 billion, and we're about to turn positive on flows. We're about to cross the threshold, but this is the test, because once we start testing that 0 gamma, if the buyers start taking control, then we would see price accept above and stay above, and then we can start feeling comfortable getting long. But of course, you can't. I mean, we have this initiative move here. That's what's leading us into this bullish rotation. So what happens now is important because we're now testing 0 gamma. If we're unable to have the buyers remain in control once we test 0 gamma, then they exhaust on this move. This whole move up, they become super tired because this took a lot of effort for them, right? This took like an hour or maybe 45, 50 minutes to be able to get this whole move. So now they got the move. They have the opportunity, but if they can't keep scoring, right, they're going to lose the ball. And when they lose the ball, guess who's going to be there to take it? The sellers. But right now, it does look like they're trying to take back control of this auction. Look at the 30-minute chart. If you're looking at a 30, I always have a 30-minute chart I'm paying attention to. We are creating a rotation as we speak. We are creating what we call a fractal low. A fractal low. What is a fractal low? Let's show you what a fractal low is if you don't know what a fractal low is. A fractal low is this pattern here. A low, lower low, and then we take out the high, and then this creates a higher low once this candle closes, but we still have 22 minutes, okay? So if this ends up confirming up, or confirming as a fractal low, this could become a rotation, and then on the 30-minute chart, we then have the next scenario where we get this candle closes, and then we get the next candle, fourth candle, to be an expansion candle. This could also be the expansion right here, so we got to watch out. So the key level to watch for on this 30-minute chart is this high, which also happens to be VWAP, okay? So this level's 5/14. So this becomes our 30-minute control point, which happens to line up with 0 gamma in VWAP. So if we end up holding above this level, this can then extend higher. And then we have POC of the week right here at 600s. Is that correct? I think so. And that could be the magnet for price. So looks like the buyers are taking back control of this auction, gang. Big extension there for leg 3. Flows are now positive. We went from 3.8 billion negative GEX to slowly diminishing, and now we're positive GEX. So this move is being supported by order flow. So it's not just price action. It's not just a pattern. It's not just an indicator. It's not just a fractal low. It's being supported by options flow. Big difference, guys. Big difference. Okay. So let's see. It's 10:30. IB is now set. The IB high is in place. The IB low is in place. IB high got set first. IB low got set second. And we close at the bottom threshold here of the IB. Usually what they say is that we have a higher chance of breaking the low if that's the case. Well, we'll see what happens. I don't get fixated on stats like that. Just because it's, I don't know, from my experience, it's better just to stay coachable to the chart. Coachable to the chart. Because then when you start getting to that mindset of price has to do this because, that's when you get in trouble. That's when you get in trouble. Price has to hold the pullback because there's a moving average. That's when you're going to get wrecked. Price has to take out liquidity at these highs because they're equal highs. I have to keep buying. Okay, that's when you get wrecked. So we got to, so I guess the phrase that I got with my AI, so within our journal, we have an AI named Tara. And the AI upload my trades, and obviously we're training the AI. But when you get access, you can do the same thing. You upload trades, and it literally started telling me like, yo, well, Tara did not say yo, okay? But the AI said, you went from trading a thesis to trading a belief. So that's huge, because what happens is we get fixated on an idea. And when we get fixated on an idea, we are no longer allowing us to become in sync with the real-time price action, the information that's being spit at us, right? It's telling us something. And when you get fixated, you go from a thesis, which can be invalidated, and then you can change your thesis and there's fluidity there, to versus having a belief. When you have a belief and a conviction, it's hard to change that. And that's when you get stuck, right? It's when you get stuck. So we got that third leg up. So these buyers have taken control of this auction right now. I mean, right now we're trending. So the 30-minute candle expansion, inside that 30-minute candle, what do we have? We have a W that's extended, 3 pushes. We've already pushed probably over 200% from the B point. So flows are positive. So this 30-minute candle has truly been an auction changer. It's been a game changer in terms of what the dynamics are of this current session. So isn't this price action stuff pretty cool? I don't know. I think it's interesting. I mean, some people get like this with other stuff, right? They get obsessed about, like, I don't know. What do people get obsessed about? Sports, Pokemon, I don't know, video games. But I don't know. I kind of like this. I kind of like this stuff. It's kind of fun. It's kind of interesting. I guess because I like money, right? So when you can make money and being good at something, the better you get it, the more money you make. I think that's always fun, right? That's always fun. We got some buyers coming in. they are getting stuck at 575. Remember, the key level is 500s, right? So we are beginning to accept above 500s, but we're not. I need to see closures. We need closures, some candle closures. I think we're going to see price try to pull back here. Our next rotation for the leg would be it's this red line here. It says next bearish flip on my chart. Let me get rid of book map. You can see it. So this was going to start the next leg down. Let's see. There we go. Leg down. So it's the first leg by the seller. We had a first attempt by sellers, they failed. Second attempt by the sellers here, and we're back under 550. Usually these next pullbacks can give you a deeper retracement. But again, we're super positive. We're beginning to get super positive on flows, so let's not try to fade this. Just watch the level. We need to wait for the levels to fail. So far, it's bullish. Structure's holding. Let it do its thing. There's an inversion here. So this is a buyer who failed. Let's see if these buyers can reclaim. So when we get this little inversion pattern here, let me get rid of the Enzo bands here real quick for the zones. So this little circle here is showing us where a buyer initially failed. So we have one down here. A buyer failed, boom, reclaim. That same buyer who failed, reclaim, became support. Buyer failed, boom, let's see if they reclaim, hold support, and then extend higher. If they can't, then we might begin to start seeing the starting points of exhaustion for buyers. But we'll see. We shall see. We're not here to predict. We're just here to allow price to do its thing. We observe, we wait for one side to get trapped, repeatedly trapped, let them try to escape the trap, and then when they can't escape the trap, then you put on the then you layer on, right? Then you layer it on. Yeah. It is good. It's borderline gambling, so you got to be careful. Right, that's the thing. So this is an addictive sport, and there's money involved. So it's gambling. So we have to be careful because I love gambling. Anyone who says that, obviously has problems. But that's why there's a big. I think there's a difference, because if you have a strategy and a game plan, and you're following the same thing every day, and you have rules and you have guardrails, which was what I'm building here with the GPS, which messed my account up because now I'm locked out. That's still dealing with the bugs. That's why I haven't released it yet. So I have to figure out why it happened. I don't know, because I didn't even hit a loss on the account, or max loss on the account, but it could also be max profit too, or unrealized. And maybe that's what it was. Maybe I gave back 50% of my wins, so that's probably what it was. So we have it set where you can actually control if it's a max profit, max loss, realized or unrealized, so that way you can protect yourself. Protect yourself before you wreck yourself. They're consolidating under supply here. We got some positive gamma right here. Look, positive GEX stacking here. Let's see if these boys we're gonna see some mean reversion up in this area. I don't know. Flows are positive now. 1.9. 1.9. Oh, there's a little bit more than that. 2 billion now. We're 2 billion, 2.3 billion GEX. So we have flipped the book. We have flipped to the other side. Flipped to the other side. Let's see. Our major POC is at 692. So that's the level you want to put on your chart. We'll call it 700s. That's our major positive. So if we do remain bullish, that's where price is going to go. To the downside, we've got 29,192s. Let's see, major negatives at 292. So you want that on your chart as well. So watch those levels: 29,690s, 29,300s, zero gammas, 29,500s, which we know the 500 level is an important level. How funny. You could look at a chart and you would have known 500 was an important level, but when you can say, oh, it's also actually zero gamma, this is that threshold between positive and negative gamma. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hit the like button. If you want to be cool too, hit the like button. Look at the buyers here trying. They're not getting that follow through here. The buyers are trying here, failed, try here, failed, try here, failed, try here, failed. But we haven't seen the sellers come in and smash it. So let's see. They might pop right here and break out. Let's see. There we go. They're trying again. So long as that 30-minute candle is expanding, it's going to stay out of its way. 15-minute candle, brand new 15-minute candle. Let's see what they're going to do here. So we are inside of a candle 4 on the 15-minute chart. So we have every time frame bullish. So our time frame continuity is bullish. So daily is bullish. We're we're literally at the opening print of the daily chart. Daily open was at 560s on Globex. So this is why we're seeing this area here so significant. Because the market's thinking, do we want NASDAQ to go up? Is the market going to go down? Do we want to continue buying this? Which makes sense after the catalyst this morning. And this could have just been a pullback to repair that move from data at 8:30. And then now the real move happens. They're in a holding pattern here. Call it the half of Batman. So you get the spike, they pull back underneath the high and consolidate right underneath, creating confusion. Okay. You do this long enough, you're going to realize the market pretty much does the same thing at least a few times a week. A few times a week. I'm watching here. They're going to probably try to like pop and drop here. I don't know. We'll see. But we got this. They're so close to forming a rotation, sellers. We got a little leg here. I mean, we can just, if they just tag this could create a second leg down, but it doesn't mean buy because we're still bullish. But and then they could potentially give us an opportunity to reload if you wanted to get long, like somewhere around here. Then you get long back off 500. But yeah, we gotta just chill. There's really nothing to do here. I'm anticipating a break of the IB low, to be honest. So we'll see, but I'm not going to get locked in on that until we start seeing market structure confirm, and then the flows need to confirm as well. I'm going to lift my desk up here, guys. Give me a second. Okay, it looks like we're getting a little M pattern here. Let's see. So this M pattern technically would be entry, stops right there, target right here for the 100%. That's technically how this trade should work. But we are bullish, and we haven't really gotten much here to give us anything other than a pattern. A pattern by itself isn't really enough. Okay. If you believe that we are bearish, 550 does look like a good level, because then you could technically say, hey, this becomes trap volume here. As long as we don't get back above those guys, then this could be a valid opportunity here. All right, but then we would be having to target maybe like these lows here, this pivot here from that deep point completion. But I would want to see the buyers try again and then fail, and then I would feel comfortable doing the short. So that's how I would want to do it. Because right now we had the buyers fail for the first time really over here. This is the area where they failed. But we haven't seen an attempt, because the last time they failed and they attempted to reclaim, they succeeded on the reclaim right here. So now we failed again. Now let's see these buyers. If these buyers try to step back in, I would not want to see them be able to get back above, right? They should reject here again, and then it goes. That's why this midline here at 29,552 is important, because if they can't reclaim this middle, then that shows me that the buyers are tired. The buyers are tired, but still bullish, so just gotta be cautious. The flows are bullish but decreasing, FYI. Flows are bullish but decreasing, FYI. Trying to get buyers are trying to absorb these sellers down here. We had 300 contracts, actually 1,000 contracts executed the bid. These are micros, right? So obviously it's a lot different than minis, but the order flow rules and principles still apply. But on my indicator here, you'll see we had 259 contracts times 4. Actually, I'm sorry, it's 250. That's consolidating, clustering 4 levels of prices into one bubble. So it's actually a total of 250 sell orders. So they reclaimed. This is the opportunity now for the buyers to take back control, right? So this is how we'll know if the buyers are ready to roll. If not, this will be the failure point, the point of failure for buyers. Sellers step in, overwhelm, and then get that third leg down. So let's see what they do here. 30-minute though, we got 9 minutes left for this 30-minute candle to close. Does that midpoint hold? A buyer just came in, 190 contracts executed. 190 just executed on the offer. Where are they at? Waiting for that reversal bar. These could be, I would not buy this here at these highs. I'm not buying breakouts, guys, but just kind of watching the auction here at the same area here. We're failing here. Let's see. Oh boy, man, those buyers might be getting trapped here for a third time, I mean. So here once failed, here twice failed. Are we failing here again? This time we actually have it backed by an actual big trade of 191 contracts. Interesting. Okay, here they go. They're trying again. These buyers are so persistent here. Breakout. They're breaking the trend line here. They're going to get a squeeze. Can they succeed on the squeeze? We did reclaim the VWAP. VWAP is bullish. We're bullish on the VWAP right now. So let's see. Close back to increase mode. 1.5 billion GEX. Buyers at the high. Now we have the W beginning to expand. W expansion above 575s. We know we're in an active swing low 30-minute fractal candle 3 expansion. We know this. So it's anticipated for this 30 minutes. Sellers should fail. Sellers should fail. This was simply a pause. It could have been a deeper pullback, but as long as we're above the 30-minute open, we've extended away from it. We know that this auction is controlled by buyers. We're up 0.3% from the 30-minute open. That's how much distance we've created from the opening print at 10:30. 482s was the opening price down here. Always remember the 30-minute opens, right? So we can see the auction here. They opened up, pulled back to it, held, extension. Two-legged correction, leg 1, pull back, leg 2, break, extension. Buyers tried 3 times, failed. Sellers then tried to take control, failed. Buyers reclaimed. Now we're in control. 191 contracts came in. This is what preceded this next leg up. So now we've reset the auction here, or reset the market structure, and now we have a leg 1 up now, fresh leg 1. So what that means is we wait for leg 1, pull back, leg 2, okay? I'm probably not taking any more trades at this point. Just gonna probably just wrap up our stream here in a few minutes, but it was a pretty good stream overall. I mean, pretty good trades at the start. We caught some bangers, and for the members, we're so close to having all the cool stuff dropping here. So I'm just trying to wrap it up with the team. We got the indicators almost ready to go here. So the new heat map, which you see here on my chart, which pretty much plots just like Bookmap. So you have the DOM, the depth of market. It also plots time of the bids and offers on the orders. Also has our volume cluster, so you can use this kind of like a footprint. So on the right hand side, you'll see volume executed. So I like to see from the DOM, meaning resting orders, to executed orders, and we can actually see. We also, with this update, we'll be able to see pull stacking, right? So when they pull the orders, stack orders, so you'll be able to see that. And that's important because as we move to levels, we want to see, are they stacking offers or pulling offers? Very important. And then we have our big rotation map indicator, which I think is going to be epic for a lot of folks here. Because now it's really simplifying things to 2 patterns that you just have to learn, right? If you just know 2 patterns, forget about it. It's game over. Can you see a W? Yes. Can you see an M? Yes. Okay. That's all you need to know. I'm just kidding. It's not that easy, but you know what I mean. So this W pattern should resolve at 100%, maximum 200%. And usually after we hit 100%, we get a pullback, right? So that's the other thing that we're also incorporating into this too, is we're going to be looking at stats. combining the statistics of time and price and levels and order flow, combining with the patterns. Sounds complicated, but it's really not. It's really not. It's pretty much what like I would look at when making a decision to take a trade or not take a trade. It's just like crunching all that information in the moment to then get ready to make a decision. But I think it would be pretty cool and pretty helpful to be able to say 90% likely we're going to pull back after extending to 100%. That would be good to know. So that way I can take my profit instead of trying to hold for the bigger moves. Right? Hit the like button. Hit the like button. The more you hit the like button, the better I trade. And make sure you check us out, dynastytradingsystems.com. We're going to be adding some information on there. It's kind of a newer site. We've been spending all our time on the back end on development stuff, but we'll definitely be dropping some insights so you understand everything that we have happening, everything that's included with what we do. I know it's kind of like, well, I don't understand what all this stuff is. I understand that, but don't worry. We'll have everything mapped out. Everything mapped out. And trust me, you're going to want to be part of it. That's for sure. Especially coming into the end of the year. We're going to be making a big push here for end of the year, helping our people, helping our team max out their payouts, whether they're trading personal, or trading prop. You know, we're going to put some things in place, kind of like a 90-day challenge as an example, or maybe like a 60-day challenge where we basically lock in and just try to like operate at a very high level of discipline and accountability, following the rules, respecting your rules, but understanding the longer term target and what that's all about, right? Kind of just breaking the cycle of chasing and being desperate for success and results. So it's going to be kind of like a boot camp, but obviously you can't be in the boot camp if you don't know what the camp's all about, like, you know, the basics. So you want to lock in. So that's why I can start in September. So you want to lock in, learn the methods, learn the concepts, pretty straightforward stuff, and then lock in with us for 90 days. And I assure you, by the end of the year, if you don't get at least a 5-figure payout, I mean, that's a problem. I mean, 5-figure payout should be nothing with everything that we have in place. Okay. 5-figure payout. Let's go. Over the next 90 days. Let's see here as we pump 625s. Watching that 625 level, that is last week's value area low. Are they going to accept back inside? So we're now pausing at the 100% extension of our W pattern, FYI. I mentioned that, right? We usually get to 100%. Let's see. They're kind of holding here. All right, so jump on the membership, guys. You got access to the page. You can enroll, jump on board with the team, immediately get access to the courses, get access to the indicators, get access to me, get access to the dashboard, the AI, the journal with the AI, prop firm accounting, market intelligence, all that good stuff. Everything that we build out in the future, it's going to be there. Pretty much everything you need to run a real business, a real trading business. All right, so check us out. 30-minute candle just closed. Pretty strong. I mean, pretty strong close there. No wicks at the highs. We'll see now if they give extension here for a break of, or at least the next level would be a retest of opening range low if they do push higher. At the same time, you know, they might give us a pullback and a deeper retracement. And typically with these type of moves, we look for those deeper retracements back to where? The other side of our Enzo band. So by 500s. All right. Yeah, just go to the website. You can sign up. All the information is there. dynastytradingsystem.com. Dynasty, D-Y, nasty. Tradingsystems.com. Yeah, jump on board with the team. Jump on board with the money team. 90-day sprint starts in September, guys. So what day is it right now? August 19th. What I would do is jump on board, get access to the tools. We do have some updates that we're dropping here by the end of the week. Okay. We will start doing some stuff privately off of YouTube with the group once a week, coaching, accountability for the group. And then September is when we begin. So by then, your goal would be to already understand the information, ideally already have your accounts ready to go. So if you're trading prop, you're going to want at least, a few funded accounts, and obviously you can use what we have here to get you can pass, and it shouldn't take you more than a few days to pass if you follow what we tell you to do coming into the process. I would say typically just give yourself to do it conservatively, like a slower, more safe pace, like 5 days to pass. So you get locked in now. It's Wednesday. You start learning everything over the next week or so. Then from there, you start taking your trades on the evals, right? You try to at least get a handful of past evals come September 1st. Or if not, if you're not going down that route, do fund your account. Drop $500 to $1,000 into a personal account and watch. You just trade micros. You may not make 10K in 90 days with a $500 account, but you should be able to grow that $500 account to at least 4 figures. I mean, for sure. I mean, hey, look, you can't make promises or guarantees. Obviously, you can't do that. Trading is super risky. But it's safe to say if you're following a plan, you're consistent, you're doing what you have to do, you follow your rules, you follow your daily max loss, you're not being crazy, you're not being a degenerate, you're literally capping your trades to like 90 minutes a day, maximum loss limits per day. With the model, you're doing what you need to do. There's no reason why that you can't at least have some positive expectations. But of course, you can still lose money. You can lose all your money, okay? I have to preface that. So I don't want people to be like, oh, Max said I was going to do this if I did that, right? Jerry, make sure you jump into the new dashboard. Go to dynastytradingsystems.com, Jerry. Click under member login. You got access, bro. Just click, when you get there, just click sign up. You're already signed up. It's just going to have you sign up to create your username and password. Once you're in, download the newest, they're all there. All the indicators have been updated since you got started. So everything's in the new dashboard. The old dashboard, forget about it. That stuff is already, that's kind of old and outdated. The new dashboard, right? The app.dynastytradingsystems.com, that's where everything is, dude. So download that. Right now I have it where everything's individual because maybe some people don't want all the indicators, and that's fine. I will have a single file download probably by the end of the week once we finish getting all the bugs out. But that way you have everything you need, homie. Okay. We got the next big thing. Obviously, we have the hotkeys. The hotkeys is going to be lit. It's already lit. You don't even have to know when to hit you just turn it on and it's going to get you in the trades. But we got that dropping here as well. Big updates. But yeah, man, jump on board. Looking forward to getting everyone rolling September 1st. So the goal of September 1st is you want to have at least like 3 to 5 funded accounts. I would suggest, like, if you're kind of new at this, probably do. For the people who are going to jump on board, I'll tell you exactly the game plan. I'm not going to put it here on YouTube. I'm not promoting prop firms or affiliate links or any of that shit. But for those folks who are going to do this September 1st with us, I'll tell you exactly what you should do, which accounts to get, what your budget should be for the accounts. And then from there, we hammer it for 90 days, bro. 90 days. We're going to get focus. Well, so what is that? September. So October, November, that's 60 days. December. So maybe it won't be 90 days. It's going to be 60 days. It's going to be 60 days because we want this done probably by mid-November. Actually, the best times to trade is actually the holidays, to be honest, bro. In December is an insane opportunity. But the point is, if we can just lock in for at least 2 to 3 trading months, it's game over. It's game over. All right, y'all. Yeah, this template is actually, it should be there in the download section, bro. Should be there in the download section. It should be there. Yeah, my charts are I think they're pretty sick. I mean, for other people, they look at this, I'm like, what the heck? Looks like a Christmas tree with ornaments. All right, guys, you guys have a great rest of your session. I talked way too much today, but looking forward to working with you. Training, yeah, training's included, man. You got all the course here. Let me just show you. So let me just show you what it is, guys. Let me just show you. Let me show you how it works. You log in, okay, every day there is an outlook that's generated by me plus my AI best friend, okay? It's gonna tell you exactly what we're looking for the day. Everything, all the gamma levels for the day. Price action map for the day. At the end of the session, we also have outcome. So what actually happened versus what we predicted, okay? Because we're building a prediction model, FYI. So probably in another like 6 weeks, our prediction model should be good enough where we're gonna begin to start telling you, buy side, here's the levels, here's the prices, 80% certainty, right? Obviously, nothing's a guarantee. Obviously, the session's not done yet, so you're not going to see this, but maybe go yesterday. We can see yesterday's. Oh, maybe not. Okay. But point is, that's all going to be here. Market intelligence is real-time updates. So we actually have real-time flows, price action data. It's tracking IB. If you ever heard of a tool called Edgeful, Those guys have they track all the stats, IBs and ORBs and FEGs and all these things, whatever. Cool, it's great. What we're doing is we're kind of doing something similar, but it's kind of based on how we actually trade, and it's actionable. But then we combine it with actual real gamma flows, GEX volume, all that good stuff. So you have access to this too, so you can actually see what's going on with the order book on the option side. Okay, so you have access to this. You can set alerts here as well. So for instance, when things get positive, negative, you can actually alert yourself. The gamma profile, we have a weekly snapshot, also a daily snapshot. So you'll be able to see what is happening. So this is our current daily snapshot for flows. And we can exactly see where the largest positive, largest negatives are. And we can use this to start understanding support, resistance, possible areas of rotation. Then you can create your own day trade, your own daily plan. You can actually import the one we have and then use your own, or you can just create your own. It's really up to you, right? You create your own day plan. Then you have all the courses. The courses right now, this is the core of them, but we have probably about another 15 dropping. You can actually access all of it right here. The first ones, if you're brand new to trading, you don't have NinjaTrader, you don't have any of that stuff, you start getting started. If you're really brand new and you don't even understand kind of like the basics of market structure, do Price Action Foundations 1. If you already know all that stuff, you can jump right into the Renko framework. Part 1, Part 2, do the playbook, chart setup, indicator guide, prime method, entry models, and then the downloads, everything's right here. So all the indicators I have on my chart, you have too. Everything. Then you get the journal. The journal is cool because the journal is going to give you actual coaching. So you can upload your trades. This is all dummy data, by the way, but you can upload your trades. You can see everything that's going on. Here's calendar. You can see all your trades, your win rate, all that stuff. You can see your stats overall, your account firm props. So you can track all your accounting, this is how you're going to be able to track what you need to do to get to your 5-figure payout, as an example. Profiles, so you set your coaching profiles for evals, because how you trade an evals is totally different than how you trade a funded account, and how you trade a funded account with Top Step or Apex are totally different, right? They're two totally different models. So you're going to set these different profiles up. We'll show you how to do it, and then every single day when you're done trading, you just upload your trades, hit generate review. AI tells you what's up. It saves it because now it's going to begin to learn your behavior as a trader. So over about 10-20 trading days, Terra is going to be like your number one sidekick in understanding like what you need to work on. And then for folks who are on the go, you can literally hit AI commentary, and then it'll just tell you like, hey, what are the most important levels today? You just click on that, and it's going to tell you, focus on these 3 levels. Boom. And then that's all you need to know, right? So this is just the starting point of it. It's right here. Immediate priorities, VWAP at 531. Okay, simple. EMA structure bullish, focus on ranked items above, and that's it, right? 0 gamma 522. So it's telling us the 3 things we got to focus in on right away. So you get access to all of this. There's a lot more stuff that we're doing, and yeah, pretty fired up to be sharing it with everybody and working with you guys. So let's lock in. Let's do it. Let's make some money. 90 days. We'll do a 60-day game plan here starting September 1st. All right. Oh, this Renko chart is a 8-20-40. Okay, so 8-20-40, which is my main execution chart for this volatility in this market regime. Maybe 2 years ago, I was using a 4-bar, but since things have changed, I had to level up the size a bit. And then I also have my 32-bar Renko for my macro. So if I want to look at bigger market structure, which we're always comparing bigger market structure against small market structure, I use a 32-bar. So basically, take the number and just multiply it by 2. So 32, right, 64, 128. That's the size of this Renko. That's the secret sauce. All right. You guys have a great session. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button. Looking forward to working with you guys. And see you guys tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow morning, same time, same channel.